Hello everyone, Ron Johnson here from L.T.L. Tutoring Central. And this week I'm talking about the question, how do I make my writing more sophisticated? I hear this kind of question from students once in a while, or something like it. Sometimes they say, how do I make my writing sound more intelligent? Their main goal is to make their essay or to make their speech or anything that they're writing sound more elevated, sound more intelligent. And my answer is, don't force your writing. Don't try to make your writing more sophisticated, because it usually fails miserably. And why is that? Well, for most writers, not just students, but writers, when they try to elevate their writing, when they try to make their writing more intelligent sounding, what they really do is they add a lot of unnecessary phrases and clauses. They combine them in incorrect ways, ungrammatical ways, and they just make a lot of mistakes, or they add a lot of verbiage that really doesn't help. It doesn't lend itself well to the topic. It doesn't improve the reader's understanding of what the writer is trying to say. So it doesn't help at all to try to force your writing to sound more intelligent. What you want is for your ideas and your content to be intelligent. The writing doesn't need to be overly complicated or complex. The ideas, the arguments, your opinions, that's where you want to put your focus. And then you want to do the opposite. You want to make sure that your writing clarifies your message in a way that the reader can access easily. So, in a way, this is the opposite of what many students try to do in high school and university students. I see this frequently. I think because they feel they're getting older, they're becoming more mature, and so they want their writing to seem more mature as well. Well, the best way and the easiest way to do that is, as I said, with your ideas, with your knowledge. Make sure you fully understand what you're writing about, do your research, get your information and your facts right, and then do your brainstorming and thinking and planning for your written article, and then write as grammatically correct with the proper punctuation, all of those boring rules and conventions, but use those to your best ability. That will improve your writing enormously, much more than just trying to make it sound intelligent. We don't want it to sound intelligent, we want it to be intelligent, and that does not take complicated writing or sentences. It actually is the opposite. You want it more simple, you want it concise, clear, and understandable. The whole goal of a writer is to make his or her message accessible to the reader, whether that's a teacher, a professor, or any other kind of reader. It could be business writing, it could be writing your blog, but you want to make sure that the reader is getting value from it. I have heard people say, oh, she must be an amazing writer. I couldn't understand a word she said. Well, that's not an amazing writer. That's a terrible writer. If you can't understand a word that the author has written, that is not helpful. That means, well, one of two things. Either you're not ready for this particular text yet, perhaps your reading skills and comprehension skills are a bit low, but more likely the author has written in such a way that she has eliminated a large portion of her potential audience, and this is never a good idea. Many famous authors spent a lifetime trying to figure out how to make their writing more accessible, not less. So just because it's complicated or complex, just because it's difficult to understand, doesn't mean it's good, and it often means quite the opposite. Particularly if you're a learning writer or student, as you progress, and if you do all the steps I mentioned before, working on the content, on your research, on your thinking, on your brainstorming, on your networking of knowledge, and proving your argument or proving your opinion with proper supports, then your sentences will begin to improve in complexity without losing the clarity. And that's what's important. It's not It's not that a long sentence or a complicated sentence is wrong. You can have a very long sentence. Excellent authors can write in very long sentences and very sort of complicated sentences without losing meaning. In other words, the reader, an average reader, can read these sentences and still understand them, and that's what's important. Writing takes a long time to improve and perfect. It's never perfect, but to keep improving. So take your time, keep practicing, keep writing, but don't force the writing to be intelligent or to sound smart. Write to your best ability. Expand your knowledge as you continue. You'll learn new techniques. You'll learn new ways of joining sentences together or making different kinds of structures. But in the meantime, don't force it. Let it come a little bit more naturally as you work and as you learn. Read the comments and suggestions from teachers, professors, and others. Take on that constructive criticism and use it to make your writing better, whether that means the grammar, punctuation, structure, or whether that means improving the ideas and the content. But I would start with the content and the ideas, because many of the student papers I read have excellent ideas somewhere in there, but they just haven't explained them clearly and properly. That's much more important, and it will get you a much higher grade if you're in school than just trying to complicate the issue and make the teacher scratch his or her head and say, what is this about? I don't know. I have to read it 3 times to even figure out the message. That's going to lower your grade. Be clear, be concise, be unique and original in your ideas and thoughts, and that will get you much further. Don't worry about making your writing sophisticated. It's Ron Johnson from L.T.L. Tutoring Central. I'm going to leave a link to the website below. If you need more help with your writing, I'd be more than happy to do so. You can leave a message on the video here. You can email me. Check out the website. You can get all my contact information there. And I'll leave links below to the blog as well, and also to 1 or 2 of my writing courses if you're watching this on YouTube. In the meantime, have a wonderful week. Keep writing. That's something I should have mentioned. Keep on writing. Don't give up, and keep improving. Work on the content. Work on those connections. And, of course, check the grammar as it comes back to you and the constructive criticism, and you will continue to improve. Ron from L.T.L. Tutoring. I'll talk to you again next week. Bye-bye.